undeniable that Ronald Reagan changed the world in the early 1980s, and his work as president will forever be remembered in the countless books of history. One of his most famous quotes was, "Gorbachev, tear down this wall." Ronald Reagan was the 40th President of the United States of America. He served 2 terms from 1981 to 1989. He ran as a Republican, but he was the absolute epitome of a conservative. He accomplished more in his 8-year presidency than most presidents of the entire 20th century combined. Ronald Reagan was a success because the American people loved him. In 1984, during his campaign for his second term, the electorate illustrated their revere for him, and he won the largest landslide victory ever recorded. He was unanimously re-elected in 49 of 50 states. He helped the economy with his tax idea. He stated, "If it moves, tax it. If it keeps moving, regulate it. And if it stops moving, subsidize it." The Reagan administration was one of growth and success. During his presidency, he changed America, let alone the world, for the better. He had done what no other president before him could do. He set the nation on a course for what no president before him could, and he led to the downfall of the communism and the Cold War. From the beginning of his presidency, Ronald Reagan worked to end the Cold War, not to appease the Soviets. He directed his top national security team to develop a plan and end the Cold War by winning it. One of his plans was Star Wars, which was a sophisticated anti-ballistic missile system to prevent missile attacks. A key element of Reagan's victory strategy was to support the anti-communist forces in Afghanistan, Nicaragua, Angola, and Cambodia. Reagan tore down the wall in Berlin, which divided the East and the West. He also had the Reagan Doctrine, which was coined by columnist Charles Krauthammer. It was the most cost-effective of all the Cold War doctrines. By the time Reagan left his office in January of 1989, the Reagan Doctrine had achieved its goal. Ronald Reagan enacted many successful policies during his 2 terms as president. In 1986, he signed the Immigration Reform and Control Act, granting amnesty to seasonal agricultural illegal immigrants and to illegal immigrants who entered the United States before January 1st of 1982 and resided there continuously. He created a new federal Department of Veterans Affairs to join Departments of Education and Energy. Reagan added 230,000 civilian government workers during his presidency. He tripled the gross federal debt from $900 billion to $2.7 trillion. He signed the Tax Act reform of 1986, designed to tax revenue neutral. In 1982, he supported a 5-cent per gallon gasoline tax and higher taxes on the trucking industry. Many of his political opponents still work to destroy the successes of his administration, and they blame him for being too demanding and too dangerous. They thought his actions during the 80s were detrimental to the growth and prosperity of America. On January 11, 1989, during his farewell address to the nation, he said, "My friends, we did it. We weren't just marking time, we made a difference. We made the city stronger, we made the city freer, and we left her in good hands. All in all, not bad at all." Reagan was a man of profound ability and charisma, and America is better for having him as the commander-in-chief in the latter portion of the 20th century. He ended the Cold War, he developed Reaganomics, and he revitalized the conservative movement. He was committed to neutralizing Soviet control over Eastern Europe and authorized the use of covert action and other means to support anti-Soviet groups in the region. Individual taxes were decreased while corporate taxes were increased. Overall, Ronald Reagan's 8-year term in office made our nation a better place for all of us, and we hope that it continues.